Mother-in-law is a beautiful painter and sells some of her stuff professionally. She mostly does this so she can paint as much as she wants and not have to worry about having room for it. It is never a serious career for her, as she has never needed an actual career or income. Mother-in-law also has never been worried about money in her life. Mother-in-law and I have a terrible relationship. She has always hated me, and it has strained not only our relationship, but her relationship with her son as well. I recently was feeling bad about this and thought about giving her an olive branch. I asked if she wanted to paint something for our new house, and her husband immediately got mad about it. You can't just ask for that and we need to pay her 5k. Wow, he claims that this is a normal price for a painting and that I'm entitled to ask. Mother-in-law laughed and asked him why she needed 5k. He said it's a principle. I asked him if he had never heard of family doing stuff for family, and he said that the mother-in-law is not my family and that I'm entitled. Then he told my mother-in-law to do whatever she wanted, but he doesn't think she should let us take advantage of her. I got annoyed and told him he's a real jerk and he should shut his mouth, as he isn't family either. I pointed out that 5k is absolutely nothing to her and a lot to me. And I was trying to fix this relationship, and he wasn't helping with his negative energy. Mother-in-law told me to leave and said he wasn't making us a painting, and he was right. Mother-in-law told me to leave, and she said that she wasn't making me a painting and that he was right, that we were just exploiting her. My husband is totally on my side and told my mother-in-law he is ashamed of her for even being with this jerk. Mother-in-law is now telling everyone we are entitled, and if we want a painting, we should go into the studio and buy one. And now for some comments. You are in the wrong. If she painted one and gave it to you, no payment expected. Asking for a painting when she paints for a living? Money. Wanting it for free? Entitled. Would you ask your friend who is a plumber to spend several days plumbing your house for free? Would you ask your friend who is a mechanic to spend several days working on your car for free? Nah, you are in the wrong. Trying to form a bond goes like this. 1. Mother-in-law, would you like to go out for coffee? My treat. 2. Mother-in-law, would you like to go with me? We'll have our nails done. My treat. 3. Mother-in-law, I would like to add a nice accent piece to my living room pop. Maybe some couch pillows or a lamp. Do you have any ideas? You have such good taste. 4. Mother-in-law, could we get through some old pictures of my husband/your son that you have? I would like one so I can frame it. Maybe you can help me pick out a frame? 5. Mother-in-law, your art is amazing. Do you mind if I could one day just come sit quietly and watch you work? If that's okay, you have such talent. No, I'm not throwing hints. I just want to see how you produce such beautiful work. And now we come to the part of how to not form a bond. Hey, give me something that is totally beyond my means because you have money, are comfortable, and don't need the income. After all, it is just a stupid hobby. I'd be doing you a favor by taking one off your hands because your art is all crowded and shoved in a corner somewhere, or insulting your mother-in-law's husband by calling him a very vulgar name. And your mother-in-law's husband is probably sick and dang tired of every other person thinking they are entitled to ask for a painting just because they are financially comfortable. A man who is very proud of his wife's talent. A man who saw right through you. You are in the wrong. How is asking her to make you a painting an olive branch? An olive branch is something you do for the other person. What you're really saying is, I'll be your friend again if you do this for me. No matter your relationship, that's a big ask. And if she sells her stuff, then you should anticipate paying for it too. Her husband defended her as he should have, by preventing you all using whatever issues you all have as leverage to take advantage of her skills, and she kicked y'all out once you insulted her husband. Whatever y'all's issues, this was not the way to attempt to mend bridges because your father-in-law is right. That is an entitled ask. My fiancé, 28 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for 3 years. I used to live close to work and used public transportation, but after I moved into his house, which is hours away from work. I bought myself a car since I'm a nurse and also since there isn't any hospitals close to where we live that I could transfer to. My fiance's car hasn't been working for close to 2 months now. It requires so much money to get it fixed, and he refused my financial help when I offered it. Instead, he would ask to use my car every now and then, and I agreed as long as it's when I'm not working, and also since he only uses it for trips to the supermarket and so on. On New Year's Eve, he told me he wanted to use my car to go hang out with his friends and celebrate, but I declined because I had to cover a night shift and needed my car to travel to work. He insisted and even suggested I take the nights off or swap shifts with another nurse, but I couldn't do that last minute. I thought he dropped it then, but when I went into the shower and got out, I couldn't find him nor my car. I freaked out and started calling for half an hour, but he didn't answer me. I tried again till one of his friends picked up. I demanded he give the phone to my fiancé, but he said they were out and confirmed that he took my car, and told me that my fiancé said that it's better that I skip my shift and he'll be back with my car later. I couldn't take it. I felt so enraged. I had my fiancé on the phone telling him that I did not consent for him to take my car to go hang out with his friends and said I would call the police to get it back, but only if he refused to come back with it. But he didn't take me seriously, so I ended up calling the police, and he and his friends were picked up at the bar where they were hanging out, then were taken to the police department. I got my car from there and still went to my shift. My fiancé was let go hours after I left, and he blew up my phone with missed calls and texts about how I was out of my mind to call the police on him and put him on that situation. I did not respond, but when I got off work the next day we got into an argument and he said he couldn't believe I'd do this to him. But I told him he made me do this, to which he responded that I was petty and callous because not only did I ruin his New Year's celebration, but all his friends aren't speaking to him after I put them in this situation as well. And then he kept giving me silence about it. I did consider this a form of theft, especially since he went behind my back after getting a no from me. But he was shocked that I'd even imply that he was a thief and said what's yours is mine and vice versa. So I shouldn't be using the terms theft and stealing. Am I in the wrong? And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. Girl, why are you with a man who can't take care of his own basic needs and insists that you call off work so he can go party? He's using you and you can do way better. Do not offer financial help to people like this either. He has money to go out with his friends, then he has money for a car. His friends put themselves into this situation by getting into a stolen car. Do you really think they weren't all sitting around laughing at you before this happened? He got you to move far away from public transport and work opportunities into his house. Refuses to fix his car, so there is now only one between you. Didn't listen to your no. Took your car without permission and endangered your job by forcing you to miss NYE shift when there is no way you could get cover. Yelled at you when he was in the wrong. Did not defend you to his friends. And is now giving you the silent treatment. No, you're not in the wrong. But your friend is giving off some warning signs that you should look at very closely before marrying him. Not in the wrong. Please leave him. He's a thief that belittles your job if he thinks you can call out as a nurse just so he can go out with his friends. What about his friends? Don't they have cars? P.S. Thank you for being a nurse. I, 40 female, have been married to Chris, 42 male, for 10 years. His previous marriage ended very badly, and his kids, 17 male and 15 female, have not seen their mom ever since the oldest was 4. When we got married, he was 8 and his sister was 6, and they have always been so adorable. We get along very well. When we spend time together, we play and laugh. Or maybe they want to do something more calm and relaxing. Still, we do our best to make that activity enjoyable for everyone involved. It has always been like this, as it should. I don't push my interests on them, and rather get to know what they like and try it, and do something they actually enjoy, like sports. Me and Eric, the eldest son, love ice skating. while I love watching animes with Alice, the youngest daughter, as they are a passion for her. We have been watching Hunter x Hunter together lately, even though they present me to other people as their mom, and them telling me various times they look up to me as a mother figure. I have always understood they might not want to call me mom. When me and them are having a conversation or talking to other relatives, and that's totally fine. It isn't a problem for me. As long as we have an amazing relationship, I don't care whatever title they feel like calling me. However, this is a problem for my in-laws. His mom told me, but how can they not call you mom? You are their mother. And I gently explained to her that being a mother figure for someone and calling that someone mom can be separate things, but still insisted for days. She would call, text, and even talk about it in presence, not leaving us alone for even a second. Last time we saw her, my husband lashed out at her about how she's basically harassing us. When she looked at me in search of protection, I agreed with my husband and told her to please leave the matter. She doesn't hold any power against what the children prefer to address me as. My sister-in-law and others of his relatives later reached out to me telling me I should have protected my mother-in-law to keep being a part of the family. Some of our friends have also said we are the ones in the wrong for not making our kids call me mom on every occasion and how we should agree with his mother. Am I in the wrong for not insisting that my stepkids call me mom and not agreeing with my mother-in-law? And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. What the hell is wrong with your in-laws? Forcing them to call you anything is ridiculous. They embrace you as their mom, and you embrace them as your children. That's more than enough. Tell everyone else to butt out. How dare you respect your stepchildren's ability to build a parental relationship with you in their own way, and within their boundaries? Don't you know the proper way to step-parent is to demand to adopt them as soon as you get married, and to have their last names changed to at least hyphenate yours? They are only children. They don't know enough to have an opinion. Okay, got the sarcasm out of my system for the day. Definitely not in the wrong. Mother-in-law is. You're not in the wrong. What you're doing is amazing. What they call you doesn't matter, as long as you're having that great relationship with them. I'm wondering if your mother-in-law is afraid that you are not pushing them to call you mom means you don't feel attached to them, and you don't see yourself as their mom. In any case, it's the kid's opinion that matters. If they want, they will eventually call you mom. Not pushing them while offering them unconditional love is the best thing you can do. Congrats for having built such a great bond with them.